and welcome to the InGeneral podcast, the Jurassic Outpost podcast. My name is Caleb. This is episode 161, and thank you for listening. If you haven't already, check out our last episode, 160. It's called Rebirth Paint and Towel Plus. We talk all about Jurassic Park 3 and the anniversary and all that good stuff, but today I'm really excited to be joined by some awesome guests. First off, I've got Samantha. How's it going, Samantha?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I'm also joined by Natalie. What's up, Natalie?
Hey, Caleb. How are you?
Good. And last, I'm also joined by Stephen Ray Morris. What's up?
Oh, I got a last name, a middle, and a last name.
I always stupidly mispronounce Sam's last name, and never sure which last name to use for Natalie, but
Yeah, no, I got really annoying and obsessive when I went to college to establish my brand. No, Stephen Morris just sounded so boring and anonymous, and then I was like, wait, I have a really cool middle name that's my grandfather / my mom's, so like, yeah, why not?
And now it's a brand, so well done.
I was gonna say everyone knows you by that. So I mean, we've got Natalie Lucia, Natalie Benavides, whichever you would prefer, and we have and Samantha Indris.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
So, I always want to say like Andres as if it's French or something, but
no, not that cool.
Okay. All right. Well, we are here to talk about Jurassic and also to talk about San Diego Comic-Con, which we are a couple of weeks removed from by now. Have we all recovered from San Diego Comic-Con yet?
I promised I wouldn't yell. No. No, but I love that we're getting the gang back together because we were all together down there for a podcast. So I love that you wanted to bring us all back together for this. A little, what is it, right? We're debrief, we're debriefing from Comic-Con.
Yes, we are. We are venting after our experience. So getting it all out.
Yeah.
So speaking of bringing the crew back together, we were a crew in the Alien Earth wreckage and recorded a podcast there, right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
And that came out this week, talking about the first episode of Alien Earth, which was awesome. What did you guys think of the Alien Earth wreckage? What did you think of episode 1 of Alien Earth?
I think we were the best podcast group ever. We had the most fun, I feel like. No, it was a lot of fun. I'm really glad, Stephen, you were able to organize that and bring us all on board. And I honestly had like zero expectations. I kind of assumed they were going to shove us in this tiny little room, and then it ended up being so cool and like we were all so fancy, and
I know.
Especially when we had like we discovered that the window was indeed a window and not like.
I was gonna say we were all being watched the whole time. It was great. We had an audience.
They couldn't see in, but they clearly could.
People filming, taking photos of us in there, like we were famous people. It's like, oh, okay.
No, I was at Midsummer Scream this past weekend. I've been to 2 conventions since Comic-Con, so no rest for the wicked. But at Midsummer Scream, I ran into some people who like had gone and saw the wreckage thing, and then I showed them a picture of us, and they're like, "Oh, we saw you."
We're famous.
Oh, yes. We stuck out, and I mean, again, I think between Natalie putting together that excellent Wendy costume. And
shout
just
out.
the,
Walrus
is here, Walrus Cam.
Yes, I was gonna say Natalie was in her amazing cosplay, and she had the walrus there in the wreckage with us. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the putting that all together, it was just one of those things where you just never know. I mean, especially when you're starting to I mean, obviously Outpost and Natalie, even through your cosplay, you guys are always like reaching out, trying to make something happen. It's just part of the fun, but you just never know if people are going to respond, or they could respond and then never hear from them. And yeah, it was kind of amazing how it just all came together. I remember, I think I was telling you guys, like, I got approved for the podcast and I was like, I don't want to be in there alone. I want to hang out with my friends, and like, we're going to make it, again, like you said, Sam, we were the coolest podcast in there. And it truly was like I was working or something and didn't see the email of like having to fill out all your information. I was like, oh, thank God I have everyone's like names, phone numbers, email addresses. And then they got my email wrong, which I thought was really funny. But like, yeah, like the fact that because it just seems like that stuff has to come together. Like speaking of Rebirth, like all that came together so quickly. And I imagine there's some really tired and underpaid, publicists and PR people who are just scrambling the whole time. So the fact that it all came together and was like you were saying, Sam, that it actually was like fun and cool and felt professional was just really, it just was like the perfect way to end our weekend, I think.
But also it was just like kind of, I mean, I had just messaged Steven a couple weeks before Comic-Con and I just asked him, are you going? Yes. Oh, did you see Alien Earth is going to be in Hall H? Would you mind waiting in line with me? Like the two of us could be in this 8-hour long line to maybe get into this premiere. And it kind of went from him saying, yeah, sure, that sounds fun, to, yeah, maybe Hulu will let us podcast there. Oh, wait, they did. Oh, here's an email. Just, you're signed up now. Okay, here we go. And I was like,
it's scary though, because there's such a, it's like if there's a screening happening, they're like first come first serve, and you're just like, I recently bought concert tickets and misspelled my own name because I just got an email that I won a lottery to get tickets, and I was like shaking because I was like trying to tap in all my info. I don't know if you guys have had that experience of like 100%. Trying to get tickets to something.
Oh yeah, it's nerve-wracking now, like especially now with Ticketmaster being Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
Or like
the concert.
Oh yeah. Or like trying to get a Mattel Creations set. That experience. So trying to like be first in line and tap really quickly. But yeah, no, we were definitely the best podcast group that was there. We were the best looking podcast group that was there.
Obviously.
Natalie, can you tell us about your cosplay and what it took to put that together?
Yeah,
it took utter insanity is what it really took. I'm a huge Alien fan. I've been wanting to make a costume from the franchise. I just hadn't decided what yet, and then they finally dropped some legitimate images from the trailer and just static images, and I'm like, I think I can see enough to make Wendy's costume. And I'm just so detail oriented about there's a seam here or there's a zipper there, and I try and match it as much as possible. So I knew I couldn't get super close, but I did the best I could, which is kind of sad in a way because I used fabric from Joann's, and
rip.
All I had was what I had, and it ended up not being enough, I thought, and I was like so sad. I'm like, I'm not gonna have enough for the pants. They're gonna be capris if I cut it with what I have. And then they released, like literally the day that I was bemoaning this, Alien Earth released another image, and I'm like, oh, there's a seam by the knee, and I like literally jumped for joy. I was like, oh my god, I don't have to cut it as one, I can cut it in pieces. And because of that discovery, I was able to make pants that go all the way down to my ankles. So yay! Yeah. Because there was no way I would have gotten any more of that fabric, obviously, because Joann is no more. But yeah, it was super fun. And then I think 2 days before we left for San Diego, I realized she had a walrus on her belt. I rushed and found this delightful walrus on Amazon, and it got to me in time, and I stitched an elastic band on him so he could hang on my belt. And he was with us for Comic-Con. So yeah, it was fun. It was a great time, and I really like that costume. It's super comfy. I actually made it a 2-piece so I can wear it as like a jacket by itself, which is awesome.
Smart.
Yeah. Natalie, I've been truly just every convention I've been to since, I've been like, oh my gosh, look at this amazing. Actually, and I did meet a few people who do follow you. So
you have funny.
Fans. You have fans at CatCon and at Midsummer Scream.
Oh,
so.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, Natalie, you were telling us about how you dyed the fabrics yourself and did all that stuff, and it's really impressive. So,
I
yeah.
call it insane because I had to do it in 2.5 days.
Like a true cosplayer, we are
yes,
con crunch.
I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping, I was, bleeding on it and cursing and yelling at the skies for not enough references and things, but got her done.
The blood is for a late. That's like a spoiler for a future episode.
Yes.
Not her blood, obviously, because she's a hybrid. But someone's blood.
Yeah,
someone's blood.
in there. Well, once I dyed it, you couldn't even see the blood, so it was fine.
Wow. A real commitment.
We don't have to cover up blood. It's fine.
Blood, sweat, and tears, for sure.
Wait, this is really dumb and a small tangent, but I was so worried for my Ellie costume that I wore. I wore a full Ellie costume with the wig and everything on Saturday, and I was so paranoid all day of like having coffee or anything. And then I was like, what if I spilled coffee on myself? And then that's like my thing at Comic-Con. I dress up as different characters, but they have coffee. They have a big coffee stain on them. So I'm like, I'm the Hulk with a coffee stain. Ellie Statler, Iron Man, or but get creative with it. Where it's like, if it's Iron Man, it's like melted the metal. Like, I don't know. I don't know if you see. I feel like Natalie or Sam, like because I feel like there's people who do really creative cosplay that isn't just replicating a character. There's like some sort of twist to it or something.
There's the people in like the Star Wars community. If you see the background shot when they were filming A New Hope, and there's a boom mic guy in these really skinny, tight pink shorts, and he's shirtless, and people will dress up as this guy and go to Star Wars Celebration, whatever, as the boom mic guy, and they'll just walk around holding a boom mic in these skin tight shorts. And it's like only so the hardcore fans would appreciate that. But I feel Jurassic fans do that too. I've dressed up as a Jeep driver, so
yeah. You could be the T-Rex who can't even walk without spilling its coffee because its steps are so forceful. So,
or your hands are so small you can't hold the cup.
Can't even grip a coffee cup. So.
No coffee for T-Rex.
I've just got this big head and these little arms, and I just
that's Rexy's problem. She can't get her caffeine, and that's why she's mad.
Well, I was gonna say it's like the Rex in Lost World, where it's like she just had a 10 cc's of methamphetamine. She's like I forget what the line is, but she's like a rhino trapped in a zoo or something. I don't know. I wish I remembered the full line.
10 cc's of carfentanil or something.
Yes, there we
go.
And then it's like she's and then
she's
I'm thinking
locomotive.
She's a locomotive. Yeah.
There we go.
I'm just thinking of Jake Johnson talking about how the Pachycephalosaurus is very stoned. So that's what I think after they tranquilize it. So
that should be a costume that you do, Caleb. Is like you do a Pachycephalosaurus, but you have like red eyes,
or just Pachycephalosaurus with like a joint,
a blunt,
So, speaking of high dinosaurs,
what a segue.
No, there was this other thing that happened in July. A new Jurassic movie was released. Jurassic World Rebirth. And since I don't... Sam is on this podcast regularly, and I think has shared her Rebirth thoughts, but feel free to share more. But since we haven't been together and talked about Rebirth on this podcast, I wanted to... ask you guys how many times have you seen Rebirth? How do you feel about it? What are your opinions? Whoever wants to go first, just share all your thoughts.
Rock, paper, scissors. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh. Go again.
Paper,
scissors.
Yes. I don't know. That's just a lag in the internet. I feel like I got lucky.
Lag. He's cheating.
I was like, oh, okay. Well, I will say, I mean, Caleb and I saw Rebirth twice together. At the time, I had him beat, and now, it's no competition at this point. but I've seen it 6 times, listeners, and I think I didn't like it at first, mostly because I think, for any listeners, it's that situation where so much about the fun of seeing a new movie is getting to see it with friends, getting to really celebrate the experience of, like this is, especially like in our adult lives where you're like, what's the fun we're going to have? And like going to see a new movie with all my friends is one of those memorable things that's been in my adult life. So I think, again, a lot of people listening, and I think everyone here, it's like with the whole, I mean, I think, Natalie, you were the first person to figure this out, of the unseen screen AMC situation where they were surprised dropping it on a Monday.
Yeah.
So, and I was like texting with Sam, both of us. I forget, Sam, were you by yourself too in the theater?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Because I was like, I'm going. I don't care.
Yeah. And it's that thing where, like, again, all of us are huge fans, so we're not going to like not see it. But at the same time, it was the situation where all of us are kind of like alone in a theater watching it by ourselves. And I don't know, that just kind of impacted my experience, and it got more fun. I saw it like 2 days later in 40X, and then seeing it at the museum, at the Natural History Museum. But then finally, when it was coming out and everyone's seeing it, we're all in the theater, and Caleb and I at one screening, the crowd cheered when Jonathan Bailey showed up. Like, that's what going to the movie. That's what going to the movies is all about. That's what Nicole Kidman fought and died for.
Hot boy.
So like that was my thing, and ultimately, just to wrap it up, like I do like the movie a lot more the more I think about it, and it's going to be one of those movies that's like fun to rewatch, but it's certainly not in my top 3 or anything like that. But yeah, that's just how I feel about it. But it feels like it'll be a fun Saturday morning, or like, hey, I just want to watch the raft scene. I'm just going to watch that and get like my fix. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. What do you guys think?
So I'm a stickler for things being quiet when I go to the movies, and people talking, people on their phones.
As you should be.
It just really gets to me. So I was lucky enough to be invited to go as a guest for one of the influencer screenings before it came out. So I was someone's guest. Keep that in mind. I was someone's guest. I would have behaved very differently if I was there on my own. But I was someone's guest for this event, and the movie started, and within 10 minutes out were popping phones. The person 2 seats to the left of me, the person 2 rows, to the right in front of me. And they weren't just looking at the time, they were like texting, and the light was so bright, it was completely distracting me from the movie. And I was so upset. I wanted to say something so bad, but I'm like, I'm someone's guest. I can't say anything. I'm someone's guest. So I think that ruined the first viewing for me in that respect, because I was just so irritated at how rude people were being. But then the second screening was a screen unseen, and Steven, just like you said, like the people who were there were Jurassic fans. And when the thing came up at the beginning and it was the cast, and they were like, surprise, we're like, we already know. And it was great. Like, people were cheering and clapping and at certain parts and laughing, and it was the experience I wish had been my first time watching it, kind of a thing. So that's why I think the second time I saw it was better, just because I was in a better environment and with people who I would consider true fans, who wanted to be there and weren't just there for like free food and drinks from Universal kind of thing,
Also, popcorn's not that expensive.
I know, it's cheap. But I liked it. I think the raft scene alone is worth the cost of the ticket. Like, go see that and then leave, that kind of thing. There were definitely things I didn't like. I've been a proponent of not having too many Easter eggs, and I truly felt like the scene in the convenience store was almost a complete scene by scene, cut by cut, edit by edit, rip off of Jurassic. And I'm like, come on, Gareth. Like, come on, man, you made Rogue One. You didn't need to do this that obvious. I liked it, don't get me wrong, but it was just a bit much for me. So yeah, I agree, Steven, it's definitely not in my top 3. It's maybe 4, maybe. But it's worlds better than, no offense, Caleb, Dominion.
You don't have to apologize to me about Dominion.
Yeah.
But I told someone else, they said, what did you think? And I'm like, well, if you think that Jurassic World Dominion is the last Jedi of the Jurassic franchise, then Rebirth is way better. I just left it at that.
That's really funny.
Yeah, so what's the total? How many times have you seen it?
Oh, wait, what'd you say? I couldn't hear you.
You cut out. What'd you say?
I saw it twice.
Oh, okay. Twice. Cool. Nice.
Four.
So
how many times have you seen it, Caleb?
Yeah, Caleb.
I'm at 11. So, and the 11th time was on August 2nd, so it was like a month after it came out. I reached the 11th viewing. But Samantha, what number are you at? Any thoughts after seeing it a few times, or after a month and a half of it being out?
I mean, I'm still at 2. I didn't see it more than twice.
Okay, it wasn't just me.
Yeah, no, I did the surprise movie, and then I saw it actually on opening day with my mom, and that was it.
Oh my god, wait a minute. No, I've seen it 3 times. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Destroyed.
Oh no.
I have seen it 3 times because I got tickets when they went on pre-sale. And then I saw the screen unseen, and then I was invited to the event. So 3. Sorry, I'm at 3.
Okay. So you just wanted to be ahead of Sam.
Yes.
That's it. You just wanted to win. Gotta win.
No, I saw it at the screen unseen thing, and like I definitely like agree with what you're saying about like seeing it with more people like after it had actually come out, or like opening night, opening week, opening weekend, because like I don't know, it's just like over my times of seeing it, like the enthusiasm in the crowds just sort of went up each time. Like out of the 11 times I've seen it, I think the audience I think the audience clapped at the end at least 5 or 6 or 7 times. So like, which is, I was not expecting that at all, to be honest, but like I don't know. And each time I would say there were different audience reactions to different unique things.
Yeah.
Like the Jonathan Bailey reaction that only happened that time I saw it with you, Steven. Like,
oh yeah.
And a couple of the times I've seen it, people like loudly cheered and clapped when Krebs dies. Like,
As they should.
I was like, yeah, exactly. I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know. I feel like, what were you gonna say?
Oh,
talking about things that happened out of nowhere. I'm gonna forget the boyfriend's name. What's the boyfriend's name?
Xavier.
Yeah. Okay, so in the theater, when he like grabs the life preserver and he jumps off the boat, this girl behind me yells like at almost full volume, "You see, if he really cared, he would." And the
whoa.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I could tell that moment he was kind of a shitty boyfriend. Let's be real.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. She was like in her own life, she wanted her boyfriend to jump off the boat.
Yeah.
Metaphorically, and do something, for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just complete that segue. Like, speaking of like stoner dinosaurs, we had a stoner boyfriend in this movie who redeemed himself throughout the movie, I think. But yeah, so I mean, I really enjoyed the movie. I've like noticed new things on each watch, I think, but yeah, I also honestly would say that it's maybe not in my top 3.
Okay.
So, but it's like number 4. And I said the reason I said you didn't have to apologize to me about Dominion is because you might have to apologize to me if you insulted Fallen Kingdom.
No, I love Fallen Kingdom.
No, I'm kidding. You can. I hear people shit on that movie all the time, so it's okay. But yeah. So like, I think Fallen Kingdom it's like Jurassic Park: The Lost World, Fallen Kingdom, Rebirth for me, I think. But yeah, I mean, while we're here, what are y'all's top 3 before Rebirth?
Ooh, Sam, what's your ranking?
Basically 1, 2, 3. I think.
Okay.
I feel like because Rebirth did kind of jump up for me, and I in the last pod when we talked about Rebirth, I said it was number 3. Um, Not that I have anything else like that's negatively impacted it, but I think, just over time things shift, so I kind of want to like watch it at home and digest it again in time when like the hype dies down a little bit. To see where it truly like sits. Like if I'm going to throw it on when I'm just, want to have something in the background or not. That's kind of my Jurassic ranking there because I enjoy them all, but I'm not gonna throw them all on just to watch for fun,
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
Natalie,
say
what's your ranking? Yeah.
Jurassic Park, and then Jurassic World, and then kind of goes back and forth. But I think it'll be Fallen Kingdom.
Nice.
And then like Rebirth at 4, or
Yeah, Rebirth at 4,
Okay.
and then Jurassic Park 3, and then Lost World at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
We
I've
need
been
you on our
very
podcast
vocal
more.
about this. I had a whole thing with Brad about how much I dislike the Lost World.
You and my mom will get along very well.
I have a list of grievances with that movie, but it's kind of like, again, sorry to go back to Star Wars, but everyone, like, when I say Rogue One is the best Star Wars movie I've ever seen and ever made, no, you're wrong. You're not a true Star Wars fan. How dare you? Blah, blah, blah. And then when I say I can't stand The Lost World, it's the Jurassic fans then coming at me. You're wrong. You're wrong. You don't know cinema.
I mean, Rogue One, though, to me,
Rogue One is great.
It looks better even now because it has not that like you need to kill characters to create drama, but the idea that there's like a sense of finality with that doesn't exist in most blockbusters where the characters are going to keep going on and on. So it's like, even if that movie isn't perfect, it certainly might be my personal favorite as well, Natalie. Like, I can't not love A New Hope, but Rogue One like is such a special movie to me. So I'm totally with you.
Well, and
the fact that it's ordinary people.
Yeah,
they don't have special powers. They're us,
Yeah, well, like it's always cool to hear someone put Jurassic World right behind Jurassic Park in their ranking. You're definitely not alone in that, though. Like, I mean, I know just members of Outpost like Double D, Derek Davis, Josh Evans, like they both really love Jurassic World and put it high in their rankings. So like you're not alone there, and that's a cool thing. So
and then there's me who puts it last.
Yeah, I was gonna say go Steven, go.
Well, okay, so up until I think when we saw Rebirth together that couple times when it first came out, I was really still Jurassic Park. I was kind of Dominion second, but then I just have so much fun with Jurassic Park 3 that it just has to be second for me, at least for now. And then I was going to put Dominion, but I think you're talking about, and even listening, Sam, to your episode on Road to Rebirth about Fallen Kingdom, I think just like made me remember how special 2018 was. And when they were just throwing out that prologue, and just the prologue alone of that, it might be my favorite opening of any of the Jurassic Park movies, maybe even more than the original. I mean, like, I know I don't maybe mean that literally, but I think the promise of that prologue is so incredible that in a way, maybe the rest of the movie doesn't quite live up to it. But I think for that reason, that the math, whatever that math is going on there, I think at least for right now, it is Jurassic Park. Penny, are you a little dinosaur?
Aww.
Oh, I told you, Caleb, she would want to go out. She doesn't want me to leave a door closed.
No, Penny Penny can do whatever she pleases.
This is when you realize that Caleb and I are in the same place. Caleb's at my place right now, and we're just recording in two separate spots.
The reveal.
The reveal.
Yes.
Dun, dun,
Prestige.
dun.
The magic of audio. And for those not familiar, Penny Lane is Stephen Ray Morris's beautiful cat. So
yes, she's very beautiful. Thank you for saying. But yeah, Jurassic Park 3, Fallen Kingdom. So, because it's the animal rights stuff for me is just like, you know, I'm so into animal conservation, and so to get to see that part of it, but with dinosaurs this time, was such a fun. It's like I wish we had seen, like, that's why the DPG and all that stuff before the movie came out was so fun, because you're like, I want to save the dinosaurs too.
Save the dinos.
Yes, well, this is why we're friends, Stephen. You will hear no rebuttal from me on Fallen Kingdom love. But like I had a DPG like a huge DPG logo sticker on the back of my car in 2018. Like I was so into that, like everything leading up to that movie. So
I have one of those Save the Dino shirts, like
Yep,
that you
me
could
too.
win or whatever. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wore that shirt out in 2018. That was when I actually met Natalie. That was when I met Caleb and Sam. Actually, it was I'd hosted a Jurassic trivia night at Ile, which is a great bar in LA. I've done a couple of Jurassic trivia nights there, and their Jurassics beat my quiz the first time. Still a legendary night.
Yes,
the Jurassics.
But that Save the Dino shirt, like, is just, yeah, to me when I think of 2018, I think like if I were to like, what was my main Jurassic wear? That was like the shirt that got the most love during that time.
Yeah, I mean, 2018 was a good year for Jurassic.
Was peak. I mean, I felt like that just went from January all the way through. It was consistent Jurassic, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And they didn't give that to us in this last one.
We were all, I mean, like, we've kind of had this 3 times in a row now, but like we were all like so hyped and ready for like a sequel to a Jurassic World film, and like we just had the third round of like run up to a Jurassic sequel and anticipation and hype and expectations and all that stuff, and then here we are in this podcast talking to ourselves about what we think about this movie. So
interesting. I worked with a studio last year on some stuff for them. I can't say what it is yet, but I worked with them on it, and it really brought home how much creativity can be squashed by executives. Like, you know, I'd present something and they'd be like, no, get rid of that. We don't like this ending. Get rid of that. You know, and you're just like, you are destroying my art. So I'd be so curious to see Gareth's like full version without any studio interference. Like, just, I would love to see that. I don't want to be like a release the Snyder cut kind of thing for this, but like, I would love to see Gareth's cut with no studio interference. And I bet you it would be even better than it is now, you know.
And I want to see Kep's like first draft too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now you're petty in your audio, Caleb.
Yeah, I think she's over close to me now.
She's busy.
No, we're as of this summer, you know, with Jurassic World Rebirth coming out and with Superman coming out, we're in a post release the Snyder Cut world. We're in a post one could argue we're in a post first Jurassic World trilogy world.
Yeah.
We're kind of moving into a new thing. So I mean, how does that make y'all feel that we're sort of in a new Jurassic era, that we might be starting a new Jurassic trilogy? Like, how do you feel about that?
I don't want them to go the way they are going. I don't want these mutant dinosaurs. It's now more like that one scene in the movie. I felt like I was watching King Kong, or not King Kong, Godzilla. I felt like I was watching Godzilla, not a dinosaur movie.
Both of those comparisons are appropriate, I think.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, this is great, but that's not what I signed up for. I'd rather see Rexy battle, you know, 3 velociraptors and a Dilophosaurus or something. I don't want this weird mutant dinosaur that kind of looks like alien Earth offspring mixed with a T-Rex. You know, like I want my dinosaurs back, and they just keep going further and further away, and that's my fear. That they're gonna think more people want that than don't, and then yeah.
Well, I mean,
I totally get that. Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say, to your point, Natalie, I think the only thing that I think would make me like it more is if they actually did go deeper with it. Because I think a lot of us were kind of, I was mentioning this recently. Sarah Fan Arts made a really great art of the Distortus, just sitting in a meadow with a flower, like feeling the sun. Because it's like there was something like, we're in the era where, villains are hot, enemies to lovers. Like, we feel bad for the monsters, you know what I mean? We love our queer Disney villains. So for us, I think when we saw the D-Rex, we kind of felt a little pity for it, and we felt sorry for it. Are those the same thing? They're kind of the same thing. But
Yeah.
we, the Frankenstein's monsters, sort of tragic side to it. And I think there was a hint of it, in Rebirth, but if they do, whenever Rebirth Too Fast, Too Furious comes out, I hope that I just had to do that. I just hope that they go deeper with that. They flesh that out. Do we get to learn more about if they kept the D-Rex alive, we better see it again, and we better get to know it better, because Connor O'Keefe, who I was just talking to, does the Dino DNA segments on the Jurassic Park podcast. He was saying yeah, it's if you go deeper with this, why not add that pathos? Why not we've never seen a Jurassic villain dinosaur, because Rexy is the anti-hero, but we've never seen a dino villain survive for more than one movie. So
Yeah.
This is our opportunity to do something different or go deeper.
Yeah, I personally like all the mutant experiments in this movie, just because after all the hybrids, I want to see all the trial and specifically the errors that we got to. And I really agree with what you're saying though, Stephen, about if we go back to the mutants or to this island or whatever, I really hope we dive deeper into that and create a deeper story with that and learn more about those mutants and experiments and this island. I think that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But Sam, how do you feel about all this new Jurassic era, about how is the story going to continue, all of that?
I mean, kind of the same about the mutated dinosaurs. I enjoy it for what it is, and I don't want to get super vested, because Universal's gonna do what Universal's gonna do.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, I still want to enjoy these movies. So I kind of go in with that kind of frame of mind going forward. But tying back to kind of what everybody was saying with the mutants, and tying back to our alien podcast, because we even talked about it on there with they're doing something similar with science, and there's a lot of fucked up things that had to happen before the pretty thing that we see at the end. So I think the Distortus was a cool hey, we made this real fucked up thing. This is very ethically sketchy, and we're just gonna hide it over here and give the pretty ones to the park, not talk about this. And I think Alien has potential to do that as well, where it's here's the finished, no spoilers in case people haven't watched it, but here's the ideal, finished product that we've gone through so many iterations before.
Organism.
Right. So I think I tend to go more towards the sciencey part of that, and get back to what Crichton really hits on in all of his novels, and which ties into Westworld, which is the love of my life. But yeah, that's I just hope for more science.
Why do we even have that lever?
Yeah.
Why do we even have that lever? Why do we?
What a great movie! I love that movie.
But it's it's that thing where it is, to me, the other thing that I was thinking of, because I think Caleb, as of the release of See Jurassic, right, other than our little bit of Rebirth talk at the end of our Wreckage episode, the last Rebirth in-depth conversation was our talk. And since then, I was like, are the mutants just a metaphor for AI slop? Like, is it just the idea that,
I mean,
the Malcolm, your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they didn't stop to think if they should, and how, thank you, Sam, for that salute. But the idea that people are just throwing things into AI and just sort of going for it without really even, because I think we've all had this experience where people are looking something up on ChatGPT and you're with them and they're like, and then they're like, or I'm, somebody's like, that's wrong. And then I'm like, then why are you still using it? It's wrong most of the time. And they're like, well, but it's the new thing. Again, we all, when we were innocent and carefree and we all had weird fingers and turned ourselves into minions and, like it was that moment where and then I like look back into my phone when like the early DALL-E app stuff, and I'm like, what have I created? You know what I mean? It was like fully like Frankenstein, just like, what have I done? I'm a monster. Like that to me is maybe why I like the mutant thing. But if they again go deeper, like let's actually explore what that means.
Yeah.
I mean, the D-Rex has 6 limbs, and at least 2 of them are extraneous. So like, I actually really like that AI slop comparison because it's like we're just like plugging things in, typing things in, hoping to get a quick product that we can share with people and make money off of or whatever. And if it doesn't work for us, or it's not what we want, or it's not pretty enough, like we just trash it. And like that's what they did with these things on this island. So I actually really like that comparison.
And I need to memorize the actual quote at some point, but the quote that Jonathan Bailey delivers about saying something about mutant dinosaurs, and you're asking me how to handle them in accounting.
He's like, why not just euthanize them? He's like, unused, and Krebs is like an unused asset, costs somewhere around $70 million. What would you do? Tell your bank, or just let it
write
live
it off under R&D.
And then Jonathan Bailey's like, you're asking me what I would do with these mutants from an accounting perspective? So
see, this is why you've seen the movie that many times.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
I don't need to see it again. I'll just ask you.
I can quote the whole thing to you. So
no, but I love that part, and I think it kind of gets back to that what we're talking about.
Totally,
definitely. And I feel like we've all probably talked a little bit about this before, but like I really feel like the world of Alien and the world of Jurassic and even the world of Westworld could all exist on the same plane. Like, they could all.
Give it to me now.
Yes, like I mean, Jurassic sort of is existed. If we're going to talk about like timeline in years, Jurassic is existing like 90s through the 2030s maybe, and then Alien is like 100 years later. And maybe Westworld takes place before all the Jurassic stuff. But
look, I could go full on like murder board and tell you how it would be connected. But no, I mean, when we were like from Westworld, like they were trying and failing to put human consciousness into the host bodies, and Alien, we see some versions of success. So I'm fully into it. Let's go.
Natalie's holding up her walrus for those.
He's got a stick. Like,
he's got a knife.
Pointing.
He's threatening us.
Yeah. My brain went straight to like he's got a conductor's baton and he's like
that too.
Wow.
He's got to help us figure out the timeline and how it all interconnects.
He's the professor, and this is his, and this connects to that. So that
he needs a little little monocle or something too.
Well, and to tie it to, I think the referencing our wreckage episode, which I mean the part that made me laugh because we put out a clip today. And referring to the walrus as the Mr. DNA of the Alien franchise, where it's like, xenomorph eggs. First, the facehugger comes in and buries itself deep inside your throat, and then gestates in your stomach before bursting out. What a happy little creature. And then it has to cocoon in the ship,
Is this
Wait,
is this the voice of the walrus? Is that what
yeah.
I absolutely love this. I think FX Hulu, you need to call Steven and
yes.
get
Well,
this recorded.
you're giving Brad Jost a run for his money on the Mr. DNA impression.
Oh yeah, he's
We
really
should have
great
a
at
full
it.
conversation together. That would be great.
Yes.
And somebody
From
animate
your
it.
blood.
From your
I mean,
blood.
honestly, you could take that line from your blood, from the xenomorph and everything. It all works.
When an organism is trapped inside your body and needs to get out, sometimes it will break through your sternum.
Oh.
Anyway, watch Alien Earth. It's fantastic. Yeah, anyway, that's violent. So
One thing that made me think of, and I'll have to double check with, and I referenced him, my buddy Andrew Roebuck, the lore daddy of the Alien franchise that I know, because he's like read all the tie-in books, and I think there is a like expanded universe book where a xenomorph is like trapped in a zoo, and so I think it's kind of like this book is almost like a riff on like Jurassic Park but with aliens, and I'm like, that makes sense. Like you could see some sicko in the alien universe like, I managed to capture one, like why don't I try to, but of course it all goes wrong. It's not just a normal day. It's not just Jurassic World where it stays open for 10 years. Like it seems hard to keep a xenomorph down.
I feel like in the spirit of like trying to create the perfect organism and trying to hybridize things and doing all that stuff, if you caught a facehugger, you might be like, okay, what should I try to like have this pair with? Like in the Alien franchise, we've seen a xenomorph dog. We've seen, I mean, what else am I missing?
Didn't they do it with a mouse?
Oh yeah, I think
they attempted to in Romulus. It was some kind of a weird experiment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the thing I referenced in our Wreckage episode. I keep calling it the Wreckage episode just as like a quick...
Yeah.
So it's not Alien Earth San Diego Comic-Con episode.
Sounds epic. It's great.
Yeah. We were in the wreckage.
Yeah. But there was a toy line in the 90s where it was it was going to be an animated cartoon because capitalism had like basically unleashed in the 80s, and they're like, all of our childhoods was like free for all in terms of toys and everything, and that's the way we are the way we are now. But there was just like how Jurassic Park was going to have an animated show in the 90s, there was going to be a Saturday morning cartoon version of Aliens where the eggs got let out at a zoo. So it was like a gorilla, a cougar, like a praying mantis, like all these different variants of the xenomorph, but it would have been like, whoa, alien, we got to take it down, very like He-Man, Ninja Turtles, like not as prestigious.
Saturday morning cartoon.
Throw in some Hot Wheels while you're at it.
Facehugger Barbie, like
No, I want to see a xenomorph elephant is what I kind of want to see. So, which would be gnarly.
Would it have a trunk inside of the trunk?
I think an elephant is like a really. I mean, I'm totally like thinking on the side of Weyland Yutani and trying to create a lethal organism, and I don't know why I'm doing that, but like an elephant is a very like strong, like hard to take down animal, and so that would be scary, I think. So, and you holding up the walrus made me like scared if they do something with the walrus in Alien Earth or something. But,
oh no, it gets face-huggered.
Oh no. No, it's gonna be the lone survivor, if anything.
Just here's a segue for you all. But speaking of capitalism run amok, let's talk a little bit about San Diego Comic-Con and the exhibit floor and all that stuff.
Yep.
I was like, it has to be.
We'll get back to Jurassic in a minute, but I just wanted to ask you guys, like, did you get to visit Mattel's booth, and what did you think of Mattel's booth and the whole Rebirth setup and all that stuff?
I always just as someone who makes costumes, I get very annoyed when they don't color the dolls correctly. I think was it for Dominion, Ellie's shirt was the wrong color, and like I think something was off with Claire's outfit as well. And I'm like, you'd think they'd get the colors right. Like it's green or it's blue, and you gave it, purple or whatever it was. I was really annoyed at that.
No,
the easiest thing to do.
Mattel, hire Natalie for your toy wardrobes. Yes. No, Mattel had just for context for everyone, Mattel had a gigantic booth at San Diego Comic-Con where they had like all of their big properties sort of displayed, like He-Man, Back to the Future, Hot Wheels, Mario Kart, and they had a huge Jurassic World Rebirth set up with a D-Rex breaking out and like tons of the toys set up in scenes from the films. So yeah, what did you, Steven, Samantha, what did you guys think of that?
I think the part that I like, I don't know if Sam, if you like this, my favorite part was the floating T-Rex in the tube.
Yes.
Just anytime where you feel like you're getting a bit of set, that part was really cool. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah. Well, and the D-Rex was sort of breaking out of a lab containment thing, and
if they wanted to go the extra mile for a photo op, they would have had the arm and you could like sit in it. Oh my god.
Yes. I mean, that's very King Kong.
Yeah.
I think
no, and they had go ahead, Sam.
Oh, I was gonna say this is the third time I've been to San Diego Comic-Con, and this is the one that was like the least interactive of the photo ops.
Yeah.
So like they had the one year that it was the egg, right? Like in the incubator, you could actually pick up an egg and get a picture with it.
Because it was with the John Hammond set, right?
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, you could take a picture with that. So it was something like tactical, and then the toilet seat. You could sit on the toilet.
Best.
Oh
that
yeah,
was the absolute best.
And so this one just kind of being the 2D photo was a little disappointing, but overall I liked it. I enjoy that they always have been making Jurassic like a big part of their booth, because it's not always well represented anywhere else.
Amen.
I mean, so I mean, Star Wars, like literally across the pathway from Mattel, Star Wars just has its own booth as an IP, like just showing clips from Star Wars and props and costumes from Star Wars and stuff. And so like Jurassic is a big enough property where I feel like they could have their own booth like that and show clips from the movies and series and stuff and have costumes and props and all that stuff. And so to what you're saying, like Mattel is basically that at Comic-Con every year. It's the big Jurassic representation. So
we're gonna get a Fast and Furious booth at Comic-Con before we get a Jurassic booth. Let's be honest. They're gonna market to that fandom before they do us.
if they manage to rein in Vin Diesel, which who knows how that's going right now.
We all show up. Let's just all show up to the thing in our Jurassic cosplays and take pictures in it.
We're family. We're taking this family down.
Oh gosh, I've been reading about all the Vin Diesel stuff and all of his demands and all that, and like they were like not saying the release date, and he was like trying to force them to say the release date and what the title was, and they were going back and forth, and it was like, calm down, man.
Calm down.
Again, the biggest diva in the Jurassic franchise actually weirdly was the Spinosaurus from JP3.
Yeah.
But I think it's like the insecurity of being part of, one of the more least successful as far as box office goes. It's kind of that thing, you know what I mean? Like the people at the top, they don't have to worry. Like Rexy has always been super kind to fans. Blue's very happy to really stop and take autographs. Like she was out with Lady Gaga the other day. Like it was crazy.
Beta's following her mother's footsteps. Like,
Oh, yes. Yeah, but the Spinosaurus is just like, he's like the Stephen Baldwin of like, the Jurassic franchise. Nobody look at me.
No photos.
No photos.
Paparazzi, go away.
Just wear sunglasses inside all the time,
I feel like so Mattel also had like scenes from the movie with the toys and stuff, and they had
Mhm.
they had the Titanosaurus. My favorite little setup was they had the gigantic Titanosaurus toy that's like 6 feet long,
Mhm.
and then they had the little Jonathan Bailey action
Yeah.
figure next to its leg with its little hand touching
Oh,
the Titanosaurus
Yeah.
leg, and I was like, okay, Mattel, that's good stuff. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like though we have, I mean, Jonathan Bailey and Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali are like are huge stars or are becoming huge stars, and they're going to be like great for like fans and fan interactions and stuff like that. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I
um,
hope that yeah, I hope they all come back. Like, I would love for them all to come back. Oh, I didn't. I was telling this to Caleb, but at Midsummer Scream, which is a horror themed, horror and Halloween themed festival. Oh, it was Natalie. It was on. I think it was maybe on Sunday after you left, but I saw Zora Bennett there, which
Oh,
I was
yes.
like, huh? I was like,
There's not many of us, but there are some.
it's just
yeah,
it's so particular, but at the same time so specific that I
Yeah.
was like, huh. All right, maybe this person made it for Comic-Con and was like, I need to get,
Yeah.
I want some more use out of this,
Yeah.
I wonder if it was a friend of mine. I think she was going to that, and then she was going to go to Universal after. And I was like,
Probably.
that's an odd choice, but you do you.
Yeah. I mean, look, I did a pet safety panel at for Halloween during Midsummer Scream. It was truly the most wholesome panel of the entire thing, where the rest of it was like gore and frights, and it's just like, make sure to not leave any candy wrappers, around the house, and don't leave any lit candles. But you need a little break from the horror a little bit.
yeah.
Halloween isn't scary.
Don't leave any candy wrappers in your InGen laboratories either.
Oh yes,
right?
exactly.
So.
Beautiful tie-in.
Ugh, that's great.
No, but we at San Diego Comic Con and at an event, a STEM science fair that Cosplay for Science put on, saw so many great Jurassic cosplays.
Mhm.
So I just want to shout all those folks out. We saw Dr. Henry Loomis on the convention floor. We
Yay.
saw Zora Bennett. We saw at the Cosplay for Science event, there was an InGen laboratory employee from Rebirth and Zora Bennett. And there was, who else? Gosh, there was a Owen Grady and a Claire Deering.
Robert Backer.
Yeah,
Remember?
and
Yeah.
Backer from the Lost World, that was just spot on. He had a snake around his neck.
Nice.
It was perfect.
Well, and for context of that as well too, because Cosplay for Science, Gabe Santos is one of the founders and organizes some of the events that I've been to. What's really fun is that most of the people that were volunteering were actual scientists. We were like, oh, molecular biology, like paleontology, like the most insane, talented, interesting people. And I would say, like, Caleb, I don't know if you got the sense, but it seemed like 90% of those people just had that stuff for their job.
Yeah.
Like the Zora Bennett, her name is Alexis, and she's a tar pitologist. Like that's her job, is she studies tar pits. Her Zora Bennett stuff was like basically all field gear. And I was just like, props to her, but also props to Jurassic for like really like giving the lived in vibes. But yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, and like obviously, we saw Dr. Alan Grant and Ellie Sattlers all over the place, and so like, and Alan Grant and Ellie are just, I mean, to what you're saying, Stephen, like just normal field clothing or everyday clothes. It's just like these are just working paleontologists, working people, and makes it easy to cosplay them. So, yeah, it was. Other people were saying this, not just me, but like I felt like there were some of the best Jurassic cosplays across the board, across the series that I've seen this year. There were just so many good ones. So
yeah, there was a lot of variety this year, I feel like.
Yeah, and those scientists at the Cosplay for Science event like were spot on. It was pretty incredible. So
yeah. Well, even at the Hollywood Bowl too, I feel like there was a lot of great cosplay there for seeing Jurassic Park live in concert with the LA Philharmonic.
Yeah, Jurassic Park in concert with the LA Phil was this past weekend, and there were tons of Jurassic fans there as well in cosplay. And Natalie, who is here with us, did her spot on Zora Bennett that she put so much effort into. So
thank you.
Um, so did you, outside of Mattel, did y'all have a favorite booth that you visited, whether it was Jurassic or not, that you want to shout out?
I don't know if it was a booth. I honestly wouldn't consider it a booth, but the Voodoo Ranger pirate boat is a must for me every single year. It's on the water, so it's nice and cool when it's muggy and there's a breeze generally, and you get to hang out on an actual pirate boat and have beer. Pretty cool.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. Sam, what about you?
My friends' booths.
Yeah.
But no, just I tend to like all of the small press, Artist Alley, see what they all do. Just because they're something unique. Usually, they have to have something that draws you in. But yeah, I mean, it was a good time this year. I can't even think of really any other booths
Lots
that
of
super stood out.
Our
lots
friend
of
Jordan's
free.
booth.
Yeah, Jordan. Yeah.
Jordan, I love you.
I was gonna say
Sartorial
lots of free books, right, Sam? So.
I didn't actually get that many this year.
Oh, okay.
I toned it down, but yeah, I got to say hi to my coworkers, so that was fun.
Yeah. Well, and as Steven was saying, Jordan's booth, Sartorial Geek, she's awesome. So shout out to her. But yeah. But
I was also going to say the one thing, and Caleb, we were together for this, and to speak to what we were talking about, how like it's so difficult sometimes to get things, and how for me it really hasn't been a big part of the con of like, I'm going to wait 2 hours to get this product.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like either there's other things, whether it's a panel or seeing friends or just some other element that gets in the way. And I haven't really ever prioritized getting stuff. But Cryptozoic was doing a set of Jurassic Park trading cards this year. Wait, here we go. I've got the example right in front of me. Look at that. I haven't opened it yet because I have to film an unboxing of it. But I'm a trading cards person. I used to have a Tumblr called JP Tops. Anyway, that was my early entry into the fandom before the podcast, before See Jurassic, right?
Yes.
But it was that thing where you're trying, and Mattel, again, it's so difficult. You're just like, I'm sitting there at the time trying to pre-order all that stuff, and you just don't get it. And so that happened with Cryptozoic. And I was like, all right, well, I tried. And then Caleb, you and I like walked by one morning and they had a few boxes just sitting there. Nobody was standing around. I'm like, is this it's a trap? Like, I'm like, is a net gonna come down and get me? Like, or is it going to be like $500 or something? Because it was, I believe it was $100 for this set of collectible trading cards. And then hopefully when I open, maybe I'll get a signed Wayne Knight card. Who knows? But
there you go.
What I really appreciated about Cryptozoic was that they, at least at the people who I talked to at the booth, they were like, oh yeah, it was selling so fast, like out so fast online that they decided to hold a few back to allow people to find it on the floor, because it's kind of like, not everyone has the opportunity. I don't know. Have you guys done more of that, waiting for or trying to get a specific product from people? Like, is it as difficult as it seems to me?
I will remember the year, I think it was the year that the Hammond figure was released, and they only had X amount that they were releasing at Comic-Con every morning. And, I was there right when the doors opened at 9 a.m. or what have you, and rushed straight to the booth. And by the time I got there 5 minutes later, it's completely gone. And I was like, how? And they said, oh, well, they were letting people in early on the other side of the convention. And it's like, that's not fair. At least give everybody a chance. And that's what I don't like.
Yeah. I mean, the year that I'm calling it the toilet set, but that's not what it's called. The Outhouse Chaos set, that's what it's called.
Wow.
And that same year, not an exclusive set, Mattel also released the Outpost Chaos set. That was like a Jurassic World Dominion set with like a command tower and fences and stuff. So those two sets always got confused. But the Outhouse Chaos set was crazy hard to get. Like I was
Oh,
somehow.
new baby.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
Hi.
Penny.
Hi, Penny Lane. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. Thank you for joining the InGeneral podcast, Penny.
Yeah, she's blue basically.
Very, very vocal. Very vocal. No, the Outhouse Chaos set was a little crazy to get at the time. But yeah.
No, you could just wait 6 months and they'll be on sale for what the Hammond figure was on sale at like Universal for like $90 or something.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, why don't I don't understand. I guess they just rely at Universal Studios. They just rely on parents who are like, fine, I'll buy you a toy to shut up. Like, because yeah, the prices for Jurassic figures, it was like during that time when they like there was no Claire figure and it was impossible to get. Yet it was at Universal for $70, and at that time I was like, I might go for it just because it was so difficult to find in normal stores.
Well, and that that applies to like everything they end up putting in the gift shops and the parks. Like it's always like twice as much as it would be at Walmart or Target or whatever. But
okay, we're talking about Comic-Con exclusives. So guess what showed up in? I want to see if you guys figure out what it is. I haven't opened it yet. This arrived at my house.
Oh.
I'm not even kidding. Like last month, I ordered this. I ordered this in I think 2022.
Whoa,
you guys know what this is?
I know.
Just
I have
arrived.
one. Yeah. It's the Ian Malcolm books, not his book set, right?
Oh, yes, Sexy Malcolm.
2022.
Yes.
I forgot I had pre-ordered it, and then it just arrived. And
wow,
I'm like,
look at that.
That's cool though.
Woo! Shirtless Ian Malcolm.
Podcast listeners, it is the God Creates Dinosaurs Ian Malcolm novel box that opens up to shirt open Daddy Malcolm from Jurassic Park.
So what I don't understand is I ordered it 3 years ago, and it took them that long. Like, did they just find my invoice and then
like, whoops?
Oh, we never sent that to her. Like, I had completely forgotten I ordered it.
Wow, that's wild. I want them to do, because they've been doing, again, this year's was the Bull T-Rex in San Diego stomping through Comic-Con. I would love for them to do the little outpost thingy that's connected to the Indominus with finally getting a Jurassic World Claire.
Yes,
like having
please.
it be, and then you have like an Eric Edelstein figure like holding a donut, you know, like, I thought I closed the gate, you know, and then it has like a wall with the claw marks. I would want that, or it's a Unix system Lex where it comes with the whole it comes with Nedry's like whole setup, and then has like the little, you know, thing, and then you have Lex, and then you have Tim being absolutely fucking useless behind.
Oh, faster, Lex!
No, faster, Lex. I prefer to be called a hacker. No, it's a Unix system. I know this. No,
have they never said why we don't get a Lex? I want a Lex so bad. I know so many people do.
Yeah, we've gotten Alex and Tim Raptors in the Kitchen.
Big
No. By herself.
Yep.
By
Tim
herself.
has his own Funko. And Lex we have not gotten, and I don't know why, unless Ariana has like not given the rights. Like I don't.
No, she definitely. I mean, that's the
She
apocryphal story. Is that she cried when she didn't get a figure the first time, because Tim got a figure during the Kenner line.
And he's got the Funko with hiding with the wrap. Like I'm looking at my copy, at my own version right here. I'm like, why didn't we get Lex? And why, when we got Ellie, we had to get her with the Jeep? Why can't we just get her on her own? Like, it's really frustrating how they treat the women in Jurassic.
Wasn't that the Ellie didn't even have her name on the box? It was just like Jeep.
Look at the
the Funko of Ellie and the Jurassic Jeep was park vehicle.
Yeah,
which is atrocious. It's ridiculous.
Lord, we can talk about sexism and survival situations when I get back, but I want to know why we don't have the dolls by themselves.
Yes. Well, and we got the Ellie Sattler Funko by herself for Dominion, thankfully. Thank goodness. But we need her. Yeah, we need her individually from Jurassic Park, and give us a Jurassic Park 3 Ellie. Like, come on.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
We saved the
And
day,
also,
so why not?
well, but
Give us
also Claire.
yes.
We got Claire with a flare, but we didn't get her by herself with her iconic white outfit. But
Yeah.
Owen, you know, it's like
so
Yeah.
many
then
Owen.
where are the Zora
warmers.
Bennett Funkos? Where are the Henry Loomis Funkos? Why did we only get the dinosaurs?
Oh, you're right. Oh my God,
I mean, I think that might the quick timeline might be to blame for that one. I would hope we're gonna get the individual Funkos and all that, but
I don't think they will, but one can hope.
yeah, I mean, I want a control room set with Lex at a computer hacking.
Yeah,
that'd be fantastic.
I want actually, you know what they might do, I could see them doing this for Comic-Con because it's kind of absurd, or not absurd, but I just think it would be really fun, would be you get Jake Johnson and Lauren Lapkus and you get the control thing, and then it comes with little dinosaurs that one of your many leftover Owens could like knock out of the way. It even comes with a soda that your like Hoskins character could like sip out of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the action feature is Claire's arm just going. No, I give us the Ellie's driveway.
Oh no, that's so sad.
Talking to Alan in his car. Give us that set.
These are so domestic. It's just Ellie. She's like on the phone, and it comes with like a Barney and like a tired assistant, and like and then the macaw in the cage. He used to know me.
Well, I mean, we got pretty close to like a Barney with the Comic-Con set this year with the person in the dinosaur suit. So,
well, wait, we didn't even get a Sarah Harding Funko. Like, we got nothing from Lost World, right? What do they have against the women in Jurassic? Like,
we need Lost World Funkos for sure, and Sarah Harding for sure. The Mattel Sarah Harding and Stegosaurus set is like my favorite. One of my all-time favorite Mattel things.
Like, do they think they're not going to sell? I have no idea. But the more I'm thinking about this, the more angry I'm getting.
Yeah, but you're right though. Funko especially has just like completely neglected the Jurassic leading women. So
I think that all across the board they do. I can go on a tirade about the lack of stuff for women in Jurassic, but like just
and Star Wars too. Remember when Force Awakens came out and they were like, we wanted to keep Rey a secret?
Yeah.
Well, I've seeing Rebirth 11 times. Y'all always laugh when I say that.
Until you say 12 times.
I don't know if I'm gonna hit 12. I think I might stop at 11, but it does make me really happy that during the whole Jurassic World trilogy we had that I was about to say a derogatory word, but we had that guy Chris Pratt with the lead billing every movie, and Bryce Dallas Howard, in my opinion, is the lead character, the actual most important person in the trilogy arc of the Jurassic World trilogy, and she didn't ever get the lead billing or anything like that she deserved. No. And so with Rebirth, it makes me really happy that Scarlett Johansson is at the top of the damn bill. Like, it's not Jonathan Bailey, it's not Mahershala Ali, who could, if it was some other movie or something, like might get put at the top, but like no, it's Scarlett Johansson, it's Zora Bennett, and I hope that that's a good sign for the future, and I hope they continue that. Like putting her at the forefront is awesome. So
yeah,
and I think I said this. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, Sam.
Oh, I think I said this in one of the other podcasts, probably when like Rebirth images were revealed, but going off the Scarlet thing is her being top billed, and then also obviously her having say in like the outfits that she's in and the hairstyles, and the fact that Scarlet has all of her like piercings in when she wants to have them. I just think
Just
those
as a
little
side
things.
note, I'm mad about that because I don't have as many piercings, and there was no way I was going to be able to copy
No,
that in my
same,
own costume.
same. I toy with getting that many piercings every day of my life.
I thought about how can I fake it, and I was like, no, it's too much work.
Hey, you got to do it for real.
Just get them all pierced.
Yeah, Natalie, you're as dedicated as you are. You got to go get those. I mean, ScarJo has like literally like 12
Yep,
piercings on her ear. So
insane.
Gotta catch up. But no, I just want to mention that I like it's something that maybe missed by, other people. Maybe not, like maybe me and Natalie probably picked up on it. But those little things are important, going
Yeah.
forward. And I think that was a good step in the Jurassic franchise for
Yes,
leading
agreed.
ladies.
Yeah.
Well, it makes me think too, because what I think is really interesting. Well, I think, Natalie, I don't think you know this, but there's something very specific about Zora Bennett's character that I know Caleb and Sam know who that person reminds me of, who was a person in my life for a long time. And so I think that there's such an interesting element to this character who kind of was not suicidal, but sort of like, I needed a reason to live. Like, she's lost so much, and it's nice to see a movie where a character isn't like at the start of the movie like, I'm gonna be a good person now, or I'm gonna change.
Yeah.
It's more of it's interesting. We got to see a character who's like, I have a problem. Oh, maybe I do need a reason, like, to keep going and to be motivated. Mahershala's great speech where he's kind of like, oh, you don't actually know how messed up you are.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see a character go through that whole experience and then be like, okay, like, I am capable of holding this gross dino blood DNA. And like, now, hopefully when we pick up with her in the next movie, she will be in a space where either we can go deeper with her as far as like what got her to that point, or again, what she is going to do next. Because she's like obviously very capable, but it's when you actually have purpose and direction, I think that's kind of exciting. So I don't know. It's like, in my head, I'm like, okay, what's the journey for this character across probably the next trilogy?
Mm-hmm. Well, she definitely, like, her and Zora and Henry have little conversations across the film that sort of evolve as to what should we do with this DNA? Who are we giving this to? Like, should we think about who we're giving this to? And so at the end, I love the ending of Rebirth, for a lot of reasons, that I can list. But like the very brief conversation between Zora and Loomis on the little boat about, like, so who do we give it to? Like, let's give it to everybody. Like, it just feels like she's really had a shift in her mindset, like to what you're saying, Stephen. And so, I would love to see that sort of evolve in the next stories. So, as we head towards sort of the end of this podcast, this is a good segue to talk about sort of Jurassic World Rebirth sequels, or what happens next in the story. And so I want to ask all of you, what is your, answer this question however you would like, but like, what is your Jurassic World Rebirth sequel idea? What character do you think makes a lot of sense to come back and continue a story, or what direction do you think the story should go? All of that kind of thing. What would y'all say to that question?
I'd want to go back even further to Dominion and the Malta and the dinosaur, cage fighting, so to speak, and maybe have a group of people kind of trapped somehow in there and having to evade it. Kind of like what we saw in, not Chaos Theory, but in Camp Cretaceous. Similar to that, but in Malta. So then we kind of get that teaser that we got in the beginning, with the dinosaurs in the movie, in the drive-in theater, and just kind of seeing it how it actually is in real life, how it ends in Fallen Kingdom, where the dinosaurs are among us now. How do we survive? and just normal people outwitting it with normal everyday stuff. Or do they? I think that would be cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, and what you're describing would kind of be, I mean, it wouldn't be sort of a, going forward in time. It would be going back in time. So
Yeah.
like it would kind of be sort of a, for lack of a
Prequel.
better, well, you could call it a prequel, you could call it a Jurassic anthology type of story where you're like, filling in a gap or something.
Yeah.
Because that's a word that Hollywood uses now for TV and films, like
Yeah.
anthology stuff.
Yeah.
No, I think that would be really cool in a lot of ways, just like telling more stories in established locations like that for sure, and showing the dinosaurs out in the wild. That there could definitely be more of that. So
We got that tease and we never fully got the realization of it, which I was very disappointed in. So
I mean, you could even do something where, when they show the equatorial region part in that little animation, where it's like, okay, well, there's still dinosaurs left in all these, specific parts of the world, but now
yeah,
they're like, the idea that not only are those people having to deal with the dinosaurs in their daily life, but then because they're only left there, people like this crew wanting to go in and maybe get stuff. So it's like, oh, like, what are these people, whether it's secret organizations or tourists, it's a mix of Rebirth and JP3. Maybe the dinosaur business, gets picked up, the mantle, and then there's more paragliding accidents, going on to different islands, in the Pacific or the Atlantic.
yeah, I liked in Rebirth that when Crib says they only exist on a few islands around the equator, I was like, oh, okay, a few. All right,
yeah,
that sounds good.
yeah.
We got to do Site D, Site E, Site F, Site G, Site H,
Yeah.
Site I.
Yeah, we got to go all the way through the alphabet, and then
Yeah.
got to go through the Greek alphabet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Then we got to go through all the other symbols we can go through. You mean there's another island with dinosaurs on it? Steven, was that your sequel idea, or did you have another sequel idea?
well,
Or?
I mean, I think to your point, Natalie, like, it's interesting that the success of this Jurassic, which was like smaller scale, more of a modest kind of setting, goal, tone, and it's like, are they going to do that again, or are we still, living in a Marvel universe where people want to see our new trio together?
Yeah.
And I think I would be happy either way, but I now have grown to really like those three characters, and so, but I think it's that thing again, like, if we're gonna bring these characters back, like, let's actually, we don't need to have necessarily like, flashbacks to like Zora losing her mom, or that event that where her friend died or whatever, but like, what's the reason to keep these people interacting with dinosaurs? So I think if there's a compelling reason, if the blood that they brought back accidentally has some D-Rex DNA and starts making zombies, like, I don't know, like, what's going Dolores all of a sudden, like, we open and it's Dolores's funeral because she couldn't survive the oxygen, change.
Why would you go there?
They really want to like really go full, like, we need to like get us like invested, but in a way that's like traumatic, like,
yeah.
It's the funeral of. Oh no! I just thought of that right now. That's
No,
horrifying. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I was talking to a friend who just saw Rebirth for the first time this week. And
Whoa.
Coming out of it, I was like, did you like it? All that stuff. And they were like, yeah, it was good. It was really good. It was intense. Yeah, so they had two things to say afterwards. They said it was intense, and then the second thing was that little girl. She took the little thing with her off the island. And
Yes,
I was like, yeah, she did. What do you think about that? And like, maybe like that's gonna be in the sequel. And they were like, oh, there is gonna be another one. And I was like, yeah, there's like,
I mean,
probably definitely gonna be another one.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that it was just like those were the two things they had to say. So, yeah, I maybe Dolores is sort of a a sequel thread to be
Dolores will return, you know.
Yeah, Dolores
Threateningly.
Dolores will return in Jurassic World Rebirth 2.
It walks out. We're putting together a team. Sarah Harding, Beta, Macy, Eric Kirby, who else? The Triceratops, you know.
It's the Jurassic Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
The Jurassic Misfits.
Yeah.
Samantha, tell me about your Jurassic future thoughts, your sequel ideas.
So if we're going with movies, I kind of like I alluded to before, I would like to see more science based, dive more into that. I think we have a lot of opportunity with Henry Loomis to follow him in some movies. Or maybe he takes the lead, because I'm assuming Scarlett's character will retire. Maybe she'll come out of retirement, I don't know. But I kind of miss when shows or like movies from like our childhood, they would then also spawn the TV shows like we were talking about. Honestly, like Dolores and Bella, is Bella?
Yeah.
Isabella,
yeah. Tell me that wouldn't make the cutest animated series, like Saturday morning
Dora
cartoon.
the Explorer, but with
it
dinosaurs.
is, yeah, but dinosaur, yes, 100%. Like something like that. They could do that for the kids since Chaos Theory is coming to an end, since that's announced, and then kind of going off what you others had said about kind of doing like not necessarily the prequels, but like doing different takes along the same timeline with different groups of people and seeing what's going on. I think that would be a really cool TV series kind of thing, where it's just
that's what they did with The Walking Dead, and they went through The Walking Dead. Now let's look at people in another part of the world, and let's look at Carol and Daryl in France, and
yeah, and
we could do that with Jurassic.
Maybe they could be, we spend a couple episodes with one people and then we switch to somebody else or something. But it makes be like the Lost Files of Jurassic or something, but just something more to like fill in those things where it doesn't necessarily have to be a whole movie. Like again, we were saying with all the little, all the little clips and Battle at Big Rock, like everyone loved Battle at Big Rock. So I think exploring some more formats for Jurassic besides movies, and I'm always going to root for books in some way, shape, or form. So, just expanding.
Whoa, what is my Zencast?
Steven's putting up
like we're done.
We're out. Hand signs, and it's got a laser show going on behind him. These online video chatting and their video effects, because like Zoom and all these other ones do the same thing with like balloons and fireworks and all that shit.
Scare me half the time.
But no, Sam, to what you were saying, like I was gonna say, even if it's like short films or something like Battle at Big Rock, that would be really cool to like tell stories at different points in the timeline. Like that'd be really cool. And like I feel like we've said this before on this podcast, but originally they were planning to do more of the Battle at Big Rock type thing, and then that didn't happen for multiple reasons. But also Isabella and Dolores teach us dinosaur facts. Sounds like a great animated show.
Such a good idea. Oh my god.
And I really agree actually with my Rebirth sequel take is that Loomis should come back. Just because he's a paleontologist, and I really love his character and he fits well in Jurassic, but like to what Steven was saying, maybe there's something wrong with the DNA. And you said maybe there's like D-Rex DNA in it or something, which immediately made my mind go to the DX disease virus in the novel, which if it has D-Rex DNA in it, they could call it, and it's causing some problem, they could call it the DX like the D-Rex disease. Like they could call it something like that in universe, maybe, but
Yeah.
So they have to go back to the D-Rex, synthesize a cure to save people.
Yeah, well, and like that to me presents a cool way to maybe go back to this island. A cool reason to go back is like maybe Loomis cares about these creatures enough, or is obsessed enough, or needs to go back and retrieve something.
I left my wallet.
I left my DNA. I dropped it.
Yeah.
But I would love for Loomis to head back to the island, and maybe he gets trapped or stranded there because he's not as capable as the people he was with last time.
Yeah.
But yeah, which that I mean, Zora Bennett is the most capable character in Rebirth. She just like kicks her way through everything, and so yeah, I mean, it may like
I mean, I don't know, sorry ass, like
yeah, like I don't know if I would be okay either way if like all three came back or if it was just one. Like that's kind of how Jurassic did its first two sequels. Was like we brought one character back from we brought Malcolm back from Jurassic Park, and then we brought Grant back again.
Yeah.
We need to bring Ellie back and give her a solo movie maybe, but like if Loomis came back and then like Zora and Duncan had to come save his ass or something, that would be funny. But I think that's perhaps a good spot to end this podcast, talking about the future of Jurassic. I think I'm hopeful for the future of Jurassic. Our Outpost guy Josh wrote an article on the site today that came out about Jurassic World Rebirth being another box office success for the Jurassic franchise. It's up to about $830 million globally as of today, which is crazy. And like, don't know if it's going to reach $1 billion, but like less and less films reach $1 billion.
Yeah,
and the budget was smaller,
nowadays.
So the expectation shouldn't be compared to it.
100%. And Josh described sort of that idea in his article about how like the marketing budget and the overall budget were less, and so like it still made like it's still probably gonna get to like $900 million. So like it's still like a net big success for the franchise and for the studio and everything. So like I really, as Josh says in his article, like it's not a question of if there's going to be a sequel anymore. It's kind of a question of when. So
and they turned that one around in under a year, or roughly. So
I hope they I think we all agree. Let's let them have a little more time.
Yes, please.
They can announce it, but like make sure you give them more time for production this time, please. So I think
into what Marvel does and like have your timeline of all your Universal movies and be like, okay, look, Jurassic is coming. It's just in like 2030 or whatever it is. But just give us hope.
And I think we had Jurassic World 2015, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom 2018. So there's 3 years there, and then 4 years in between Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. But Dominion was delayed by a year, so it was supposed to be 3 years, but like 4 years was still fine. It was 4 years between movies in the 90s, Jurassic movies. So like, I think like 2028 or 2029 is like the best idea. I don't think we need to rush it. Give them some time, but like I'm really hopeful about the future of Jurassic. I'm excited for it. Would y'all say the same thing? Are you feeling hopeful and excited for the future?
Yes,
I think so. I think hopefully they're going to learn the right lessons. I mean, to tie it a little bit back, Romulus came out in 2024, and so they are turning it around pretty quickly. But I also think that in a way, the modest success, Romulus was very successful, and I think they're keeping it on the same level.
Yeah.
At least that feels like my observation. Whereas I think Universal maybe learned the right lessons, quote unquote, from Dominion and said, hey, let's aim smaller this time because maybe people don't want what was going on in Dominion. Let's be a little bit more modest. But I hope it's almost, this is the Goldilocks where it's like too hot, too cold. So maybe the Rebirth sequel will be just right, you know, as far as approach, budget, time, you know, all the, you know, fan engagement, all that stuff will be done, you know, correctly this time.
Yeah, I feel like they chose a lot of great approaches with Rebirth that they should continue, as far as like smaller, more grounded, more of the Jurassic Park sort of science-y suspense idea. There's more of that maybe than, you know, the 3 movies that came before, and like I think they can continue that for sure. So thank you to all 3 of you for joining the InGeneral podcast.
Thank you.
Before we get out of here, Natalie, Stephen Ray Morris, Samantha, where can everybody find you? Please plug a project that you would like to plug. Do all that stuff.
I don't even know what I'm doing next. I'm relaxing.
Good. You deserve it. You worked really hard.
Thank you. You can find me on Instagram at Leia Aurora and on TikTok at Leia Aurora 14 and on YouTube on And So It Is. And so is SEW.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. And she has a great Zora Bennett video on how she put together the cosplay.
And broken into smaller with all the information on the correct pieces. So if you want to be crazy and buy all the accurate stuff, feel free to follow that.
Well, you can find me at Stephen Ray Morris on all the things. I do see Jurassic Right. And of course, I mean, if you're listening to this and you haven't checked out part 1 of this podcast, which was our video podcast In the Wreckage, which was just so much fun. I couldn't think of a better crew. Like, it really hit me today. I was like, yeah, there was no way. Like, imagine if I had been in there by myself. Like, how sad would that be? Like, hey guys, like, I'm registering for this alien Earth thing, and I'm here by myself and talking to myself. Just me and the walrus alone.
I'm the sole survivor of the USS Maginot.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was just, it came together so beautifully, and it was just such a wonderful weekend. And again, just a fun way to cap our whole time together. And again, you know, we don't need to toot our own horn, but we, you know, we were the best, and we talked about what we loved about toot, it's time to scoot. No, it was because we not only talked about our love of the Alien franchise, our thoughts on this new show, because we saw the first episode, but we also got to talk how, you know, our love of sci-fi in general and how it was connected to Jurassic. And it was just like a really fun, breezy time, you know, because they you know, they gave us 45 minutes, you know, and so it was kind of like this perfect little package. And then the only other thing I'll say is that in September, I'm doing another back to school series where I interview paleontologists and scientists from all different disciplines. And there's, you know, you have your classic paleontologists, but I also have some disease ecologists, science communicators. I'm talking to a paleobotanist, you know, so like, if you, I think we're in an era where we need to, you know, I was going to say we need to woo science, and we need to, you know what I mean? We need to celebrate the things that we love about Jurassic, and that notion that we love science, and these are the things that we should be like rooting for, because we don't want to accidentally make a Jurassic Park and have a bunch of scientists get eaten by dinosaurs, you know? So I'm talking to a lot of cool people for that series. So it starts airing in September. So look out for that. Nice.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Stephen, because I was going to ask if you could tell everyone about your back to school series.
Oh, cool.
It's awesome. And,
it's going to be action packed this year. It's going to be like 2 months long, because I'm potentially talking to a geneticist. Like there's just, there's so many cool, there's people who are like, you know, it's like every day I wake up and look at diseases in bones, or I like, you know what I mean? And you're just like, I can't believe that's your life. That's cool. You are doing Jurassic Park for real, but you know, for a good cause, not to, you know, not to create a theme park full of John Hammond's monsters, you know?
Samantha, where can everybody find you? Please plug something. Yeah.
Don't really have much to plug, but Samantha Joe 8 on Instagram, or always Jurassic Outpost. I'm around. Otherwise, I'm just doing my day job talking about books. So
there you go.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you guys again for joining me, and thank you to everyone for listening to episode 161 of the InGeneral podcast, Jurassic Earth, from San Diego Comic-Con, recap of San Diego Comic-Con. So, yeah, check out JurassicOutpost.com, check out the Jurassic Outpost YouTube channel, and yeah, we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.